Hey guys, it's Steph here, and in today's video I am going to be planning my 2021 winter semester in my bullet journal. La 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 la. Alright, this is currently my 2021 planning series, and you can take a look at where I am planning out my 2021 semester in Google Calendar, up in the cards and down in the description, if you so choose. To the video. Let's go! Alright, hold up there, enthusiastic Steph from the past. Steph from the future has something to say. Disclaimer, after the cover page, vision board, and future log, this is truly a functional, simple, busy-friendly, low-maintenance, and minimalist bullet journal. Also, please stay tuned until after the flip through to see how I create my daily spreads. I only spend about 15 to 20 minutes on them, and they are literally one of the things that keep me sane every day. After Jesus, of course. Now, to the video! Let's go! And past Steph enthusiasm. The materials that I'm using for this bullet journal are a $7 bullet journal with dots from Amazon, a compass, my erasable pens, a pencil, my water jug, speaker, monthly stamps, sticky notes, and my Ohuhu brush pens. But regular markers work really well too. I'm also using a black marker since I don't have a stamp pad, and fine liners. But the most essential materials for this bujo, though, is a bullet journal, writing utensil, and water, if you don't want to go through all the complicated stuff that I'm showing here in the beginning. The first thing that I'm creating is my cover page, pages to be exact, and this is my most complicated spread, but it's also the prettiest. To begin the cover page, I set aside the first 4 sheets in the journal and drew and cut out circles on each sheet. On sheet 1, I used a compass to create a 2-inch radius circle from the center. On sheet 2, I also drew out a circle with a 1.5-inch radius, but I made sure not to cut out the center as I show here. On the 3rd sheet, I cut out a regular circle with a 1-inch radius, and on the 4th sheet, I don't cut anything out, but I save it for the final message, as you'll see soon. After cutting everything out, now I'm writing out all the messages that I want on my bujo cover spread. Now I grab the colors to spice up the pages. For the 4th page, I chose to use lime green, teal, blue, and purple. For the 3rd page, I just used my black fine liners. On the 2nd circle page, I used red, pink, orange, and yellow. And on the 1st circle page, I used my fine liners again. Now I'm just showing you how I created the more intricate designs on the 1st page. Make sure to put a piece of paper or something under the circle that you are working on so that you don't get any stray color on the next pages. That would be really annoying and I would be very sad. Just the cover page flip through. Alright, next we move on to the vision board spread. You can check out my vision board plan, which is directly where I copied this spread from, up in the cards and down in the description. I will also add a part 2 of the vision board series down in the description where I actually create the vision board. Water break! Now we're on to the future log. It's time to pull out the stamps and be prepared to get your hands dirty. I used that black marker to act as my ink pad, and I just stamped half of the year onto these 2 pages. It's a good idea to keep a paper towel on hand to wipe your fingers and the stamp pad. When I smeared the stamp on the page, I went over it with my fine liner. I used that fine liner to also write out the title, months, and lines where your events would go. To be honest, I don't even know if I'm even going to use my future log that much. I just really wanted to use my stamps for something. Here's the part where the super artsy craftsy stuff is over, and now we're into the functional spreads. The first one is my monthly spread. I used my stamps again to make the monthly calendar, just because I could, lol, and pulled out my erasable pen. I wrote out the days of January vertically along the page and drew lines to mark the ends of my weeks. For me, I chose to end my weeks on Sunday nights. On the page next to it, I wrote out a similar calendar system for my habit tracker. I wrote out the habits I wanted to track, again, found in my vision board video, and used dots to mark the days where I completed those habits. I drew lines to separate the weeks here as well. Then, I added the things that I needed to do for the month that I didn't have a specific date or time for. It's also a good idea to write out any appointments you know you have for the month. Ah, yes, super minimalist. The next spread I'm creating is my Winter 2021 Professor Contact page. This is probably one of my most important pages so far in this semester. The important things to have here are the professor name, your class code, their email address, or email address tag if your professors have a school email address with the same ending, and office hours and or the last appointment you had with them, if applicable. Alright, stay tuned because the daily spread will come after the flip through. Sticky notes are my best friend. Any so-called traveler notes or tasks that I have, I put them on those sticky notes and then I move them as the days progress. I put brainstorms on them as well. Brain dumps can also go on these sticky notes too if you happen to like compact bujo pages. Now, finally, as I promised in the beginning of this video, I am going to show you how I create my daily spreads. Every day only takes up 1/2 of a page. The first thing I do is write the date in the corner, then add all of the necessary tasks I have to do for that day. My erasable pen is perfect for this. I use the Parku brand, hashtag not sponsored, and they are super inexpensive. I also have friction pens, but I use those for lectures and other things of the sort, also hashtag not sponsored. Anyways, I then categorize my tasks into large topics as you see here. Third, I write out a scheduled timeline starting from the time I wake up to the time I plan to go to bed. I space the lines in 30-minute increments and put the task groups somewhere where they fit. It's super important to make scheduling my eating times my priority, as well as boxing in my appointments and lecture times. After I finish planning, I put a squiggly line after that day to mark the beginning of where I'm going to plan the next one. I'm going to hand it back over to Steph from the past in 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe, and comment if you so choose. Please let me know if you have any suggestion for any future videos down in the comments. Alright guys, Jesus loves you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.